Here you go, rambling. It's gonna be weird doing this for the first time, talking to yourself and putting it on the internet. But I don't just want to talk about the fact that not everything is happy in life. It's not everything you get anything out of. But all it's about is teaching you about who you are gonna be, who you are, and what you will be. It's all the bad and all the good. I know exactly for my childhood, at least, it was never always happy. Even before I was born, it wasn't. You always hear that when your parents hear that they're gonna have you, they're happy, they're joyful, they want it to happen. They're expecting you, they're happy, they're just waiting for you to come out, to be there so they can see you. So they can just look at you when you're out there and just say, that's my kid. That's something we made. I can't say I had the same. Because life isn't just happiness. It's not always full of aspiring, learning. All that stuff you have to do for yourself, not for anyone else. Not because anyone tells you. You don't have to study because someone tells you to do. You should study because you want to be better. That's kind of what it's about. Life. I may not believe in much, but I believe that at least life in and of itself should be around being a better person, being open, being accepting of everything, even the bad. I've been told about the first time my mom told my dad that I was gonna be. She, because of her prior pregnancies, she only had 25% chance of having another child. She almost died. And you would think, you'd actually think that when my father was told, he'd be ecstatic. No. You sadly couldn't be more wrong. She told him on a bridge over a train track. He tried up until once I've been told another thing. And next time I can't always know with my mom. That's kind of what it is to live with people who are not always there. But that's the beauty of it, to learn people. Learn them for who they are, for their struggles, for their good times, their bad. Just learn them for what they are, who they are. But to know that the first time your father was told you were going to be born, he tried to make you an abortion. Tried to make you manually non-existent. By trying, him in a scrawny body, we just throw this over 200-pound lady over the side of the bridge. It's gonna go great, yeah. No, it didn't. He was too small. He couldn't. So he did the next best thing. Beat the shit out of her. That's one story I've been told. And they're not all great. So when I was finally born, my father wanted nothing to do with me. He had to be dragged to court. Had to have 2 different parents tested to see who was my father. One really wanted to, but he wasn't my father, so he didn't stick around. Neither did my father. And because of that little court case, I was stempeled my father's child. Daddy's little baby. And life's not been better because of it. It's been hard. But you can always say someone had it harder, but that's ignorant. Of course, because of course someone's had it harder, but that's not what it's about. It's about accepting that people have had tough lives, had tough situations for them as an individual, to them to grow. But life is hard. Taking it is easy. And that's not what you should do. You should not take a life because you can. If it's a matter of perspective, really. Soldiers go to war and stuff like that, but they are for ideals, for national pride. It has nothing to do about people. It's about nations, and that's not what individuality is about. Who you are as a person, that's for you to decide. Did you have a good beginning? Sad? It's relative, like time. Your life, your decisions are based upon who you are, what you have become through your struggles, through your life, what you've learned. The people you accept, the people you follow, the people that follow you. Everything you say will have a reaction, and everything you don't. That's probably the thing you don't think about most. Every time you don't speak up, every time you don't explain why, every time you ignore a person, that has a reaction. Just because you're not doing anything that doesn't mean you don't do anything. It's kind of a tough question, tough answer to give, but it's there. Let's get it back in line with what I started with. That my life wasn't an easy start. It's what it is. I was already in a form of foster care from the age of 18 months. I'd say 18 months. Already in foster care. And I was in foster care till I was 23 years old. I had to grow up with a father, a mother, and my foster parents, all of them having varying opinions of how to raise me. If you think a child has difficulty doing 2 plus 2, then think about how they would feel when they have 3 different people, 3 different units of factions of people that decide, that wants to decide how you should be raised. And when you have people in every faction that are just as stubborn, that could never decide who should take the leading role, who should be that role. So I didn't grow up with my parents. I didn't grow up in a loving childhood all the time. I might have been in a better place, but is it really that much better just because you have the people that want to spend the time, you have the people that have the money? There's no yelling, but is that better? Is that really how it should be? A perfect childhood? No. There should be conflict, there should be discussion, there should be arguments, there should be something that actually shows, hey, I lived through that, but I'm tougher than that. I can live. I can go out in the world and actually say, I can survive this. Just my question is to you. After everything that's happened to you, to me, to everyone, everything you survived, can you look back on it and see the good even in the bad? Even I have trouble, because it's not easy. And that's life. Life's not easy. And this is my ramble of today. just got in the mood, felt the emotion for something, to say something emotional, to say something that should at least, hopefully, if anyone ever watches it, should at least help you realize that everyone has it tough. No matter if you hear of the stories in the news that there's so many people that have it worse than you. But that doesn't matter. Not to you. Your trauma, your situations, everything that's happened to you specifically, that is hard for you. And that's the only thing you should think. Not preach that you haven't had it harder. That's not what it's about. It's about realizing that the world out there, it's shit. But you had it just as shit in your own way. And you learning from it. You should learn from what has happened to you and just try to live a better life. Accept what's happened and live through it. Because this shit ain't easy. Yeah, that was a swear. Oh no. But yeah, that's kind of my ramble for today. Thank you for listening. See you in the next one.